Hello everyone, it's Spaz. Welcome to my first video. So I was inspired by Lavender Town, who did a creepy Drawsta. She did a couple of those actually, and I thought they were really cool, so I decided to try one out. I don't know if this is going to go well or not. I'm a little bit afraid. I've got like a random one picked out. It's called the Sleepover. And I was attracted to the name. I was intrigued by the name. So, without further ado, I'm going to start reading it. Thank you. I was always known as the weird girl. The one with no friends, strict parents, and strange habits. I was an outcast in part because I ate hot sauce sandwiches and sleepwalked. School days were long and torturous. There was nothing good about middle school. The worst part was definitely the ridicule from the popular crowd. They roamed the school in a pack, infecting others with their hatred and prejudice. I tried to avoid them, but they always tracked me down. They could have been bloodhounds. As fate would have it, one school day I met a new girl, Ella. The best part about her was that she had no clique, yet. All the groups were vying for her attention. She was everything the popular crowd wanted, outgoing and fashionable. Ella was relatively good at sports, which left the jocks clamoring for her attention. She was also apparently rather intelligent, so the nerds stared longingly at her, hoping that the force would bring her to their side. However, one day at lunch, she sat down with me. At first, I thought she was going to try and take my sandwich, so I smiled to myself, imagining what a surprise she'd get if she ate it. When she actually introduced herself to me, I was overjoyed. I had made eye contact with a human, and I still had my wonderfully delicious hot sauce sandwich. Over the next few weeks, we would become friends. Finally, one day she said, "Want to come over to my house for a sleepover, Chloe?" I didn't know how to reply. I had never been asked to a sleepover before. That was something for people with friends. "Let me ask my mum," I replied, the typical answer of a 12-year-old. It took some begging and persuading for my mum to allow me to go. She kept saying that I would scare my first friend away if she found me sleepwalking in her house. I wasn't too worried about it, though. Finally, I was at my first sleepover. Ella and I watched movies, giggled, and built a fort. It all seemed like something out of a movie. Around 2 a.m, we had the bright idea to film a vlog entry. Sitting on our makeshift beds, we chatted away at the camera until we slowly dozed off into a land of sleep. When we arose the next morning, we realized that we had left the camera on all night, filling up its memory. "Let's watch our vlog entry now," exclaimed Ella, still a bit groggy. I yawned, about to agree with her, and stretched. I felt really sore, like I had been working out. Suddenly I realized that I must have sleepwalked during the night. That was the cause of my soreness. "No, actually, let's not watch it now. Let's wait until high school graduation to watch it. It will remind us of what we were like when we were this age." Ella reluctantly agreed. It was 4 years later, and so much had changed. I was no longer the outcast. Ella and I had acquired a large group of friends that seemed to be ever-expanding. Sleepovers were now a regular occurrence, though we had never made another video blog since the very first one. Ella called me the day before high school graduation. "Chloe, let's have a sleepover and watch our vlog. I've been dying to see what ridiculous things we said when we were younger." I agreed. She wouldn't abandon our friendship now if she saw me sleepwalking. We sat on the couch, buried under the blankets, eating popcorn, and started the video. Ella and I laughed at how immature and naive we had been. It brought back good memories. Ella was about to turn the video off after watching us both drift off into sleep. "Wait! Don't turn it off yet. You're moving," I blurted out. We watched to see what she would do. Panic gripped me. Something horrible was about to happen. I just knew it. On screen, Ella sat up and stared into the camera. Her eyes were completely white. At that point, I sat up too. "Ella, you okay?" I asked her in a sleepy voice. Ella continued to stare unblinkingly into the camera. Then she blinked. Her eyes turned completely black. She turned her head and stared at me, her eyes eating my soul. Then I heard a noise, like a slow tearing of fabric. Ella fell backwards onto her bed into a pool of warm blood. I watched as her swollen body was torn open from the inside. I was about to scream when a hand covered in dark hair clawed its way out of Ella's chest, using not be its long, dagger-like fingernails. The hand, dripping in the blood of my friend, covered my mouth, stifling my scream. The rest of the beast crawled out of the hole it had ripped open in its host. How this large creature had fit in such a small body bewildered me. It was nearly 8 feet tall, with muscular arms that dragged on the ground. It was covered in coarse hair, except for its long tail, which was made entirely of rough scales. When it saw me, a smile crept across its face, literally from ear to ear, revealing deadly teeth that cut its own gums and lips. The creature licked its lips with its forked tongue, savoring the taste of its own blood. I turned to run, but the creature's tail caught me and coiled round my body like a boa constrictor squeezing the life out of its prey. It hoisted me up above its head and let out a deep, rumbling, throaty laugh that echoed and reverberated across the room. I looked down at my friend. She was just a pile of skin. Most of her internal organs were strewn across the bed, though many seemed to be missing. Where they went, I had not a clue. "Look at me," the creature ordered. I gazed down at the blood-soaked beast. "You will do," it chuckled. Lifting up a hand, he sliced my skin with his razor-sharp fingernails. The cut spanned from the bottom of my neck to my belly button. Wedging its fingernails in the cut, the creature slowly peeled the wound open, first the left side, then the right, ripping the skin and meat off of my bones. The same tearing noise filled my ears. There was nothing I could do. I was at the mercy of this beast. I looked down. I could see my rib cage and my internal organs, which were spilling out of my body. Chuckling, the creature bit off one of its own fingers and used it to scratch my heart. Leaving the finger nestled in my rib cage, he picked up some of my intestines that had fallen to the ground and placed them back in my body and folded my skin back into place. By simply looking at me, no one would know what horrors had transpired. The cut mark had disappeared. However, I could feel the finger near my heart, and it was growing. Soon, it had used as many of my organs as fuel for its own growth. It inhabited my body now, not me. I felt the scar on my heart, the poison seeping through my blood. I was not me anymore. The creature set me down. "You will not remember this in the morning," it promised, while lapping up all the spilled blood. It proceeded to pick up Ella's skin and crawl inside. Looking around, no one would be able to tell what tragedy had taken place that night. There was not even a mark on either Ella's nor my body. I drifted off to sleep. The video ended. Ella and I looked at each other, terrified. Then we heard it, that slow, ripping noise. Well, that was absolutely terrifying, so I will see you all next time. And by all of you, I mean, maybe the 2 viewers that starting to watch this. I hope that you guys will enjoy stuff like this. I don't know, I think it'd be nice to just have an entire channel dedicated to something like it. Because, I mean, I've always really liked creepypastas, and I like drawing, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I don't know how to do outros. I didn't plan one. I'm really sorry. I just picked up a microphone and was like, all right, let's do this. So, again, bye, goodbye, see you.